Hey, good morning, YouTube. How's it going? Jeff here. It's been a while since we've chatted, or should I say, since I've uploaded a morning message video. Just been taking some time to get myself back on track at the office, and lots of things on my plate, and just haven't had a chance to do this. But we're back here today, and I'm super excited about having the opportunity to send another message to you here today, from just some things that have been on my mind and I've been thinking about here recently. Hey, today we're going to talk briefly, or I guess I'm going to talk briefly to you about the topic of the day, and that is walking out of the valley. And what do I mean by walking out of the valley? Well, let me start here and just say that I'm certain that there are many other people in the world that have had challenges as I have about, managing their personal finances in the past. And we've all grown through our younger years of where, we are early on, we're launched into the world, and we have virtually no training on how to take care of ourselves financially. We're thrown out of high school and we barely know how to manage a checkbook, right? Like we don't really know how to do any of that stuff. We're not taught that stuff in high school. We're just thrown to the wolves, so to speak. And so the question is, how do we learn this? Well, how do we learn these skills in life? Well, we learn these skills through trial and error, right? Through experiences and making mistakes. And I'm going to tell you a little story here about younger Jeff, and how I wish I would have had better training early on, learning how to manage myself financially and take care of my bills and things like that. And yes, early in my 20s, I got myself into some money challenges at an early age, no doubt, right? We have all lived in our 20s and done silly things that we may or may not should have done. But basically, I got myself into a situation where I had to get a loan from a bank to consolidate my car and credit card debt, right? I was living well beyond my means, and it was difficult. It was embarrassing. It's challenging for me right now to tell you this story because I'm being vulnerable. I'm putting out there a negative thing about myself, but there's a reason for it, and why I want to share it with you today. And had I not gotten myself into this experience, I would not have known how to create a budget and how to manage myself and my finances, right? I would not have known how to follow that budget and take care of my debts until they were paid in full, right? Get myself back on track. That's a skill. That's a thing that I learned. I learned it not through a course or being taught so in school. I learned it through mistakes, right? And unfortunately, a lot of us do that in many areas in our lives. But it sounds so simple. But, I didn't know any better, right? Like I learned from experience. And that's one of the many mistakes I've made over the years. I've got tons of experience under my belt at this point in my career, several decades of experience through life and business and relationships, things of that nature. But, I have to stress on, how you don't need to do that, right? Like you can go through learning from others and take some time and do some research. I'm going to tell you another, fast forward a bunch of years in my life, maybe another decade or so. And a few years back, well before I created my now successful marketing agency, I had to learn another lesson, right? Like at the time, I was a freelance graphic designer. I was living in upstate New York, raising a family, supporting my wife, doing my best, right? I was new at being an entrepreneur. I was taking my skills that I knew I had, where I could help other people, and that was help tell stories and visually and graphically through various forms, through print and web design, things of that nature. And I grew my business. I grew it to the best of my ability at that point in my time, in my career. But at one point, my business plateaued, right? It kind of leveled out. I kind of had reached, I reached a point in my life where I didn't really have more knowledge of how to grow it beyond that point. And then it slowly took a dip from that plateau. It went down a fair amount, and I got myself into a predicament. I was in a position where I was busy raising two small infants. I was doing my best to try to take care of the clients that I had, but I didn't know how to kind of continue growing that business. I didn't have the experience, and I got myself into a situation where I didn't have the backup that I do, the backup padding that I do today. Had I, gotten myself into another situation, I was definitely not prepared for that position. And what I eventually realized was that I was in a deep, dark valley, and that I had gotten myself into a place where I really had to dig and push and build and grow and learn to get myself back on track. And eventually, with much effort and several years and lots of things, I did get myself back into a great position. And now I own this agency that I've built with my business partner, where we've built it literally from nothing to well over 7 figures. And I've got myself back on track. This was many years ago at this point when I had dug myself out of the valley. But the moral to the story, and the point to this whole video is that all too often we get ourselves into a position where we've hit a rut, right? We've plateaued out, and maybe we've gone down into a valley of a point where we're at a low, and we just don't know what to do to get out of that valley. The point is that we need to get to that point so we can grow further, right? We have got to go get ourselves into a position, unfortunately, sometimes where we're forced to be motivated to dig ourselves out and learn a new skill set so we can get out of that valley to grow to the next peak. Does that make sense? So I just wanted to share that story with you here today to let you know that you're not alone when it comes to running across these challenges. I know that there are many people out there that have come across these challenges, especially young entrepreneurs, maybe like yourself, that are just kind of like stuck and need help. And some people have take the initiative to move forward and actually find that help, and other people are just silent and just kind of scrambling and stressed and don't know what to do. Don't let that be you. Take the time and energy and reach out to other people, so hopefully you can find help so you can get yourself out of that predicament, or more importantly, avoid that predicament. So that's my message for you today. Hopefully that is helpful. I hope that you enjoy this content that I've been providing. I'm looking forward to continuing to do so. And so if you could do me a great favor, though, if you could like, share, and maybe comment on this. Definitely, no, not maybe, I need you to like, share, and comment on this video so it can help us out with the YouTube algorithm. That would be greatly appreciated. That gives us the opportunity to reach out to other people and hopefully help them out as well. So thanks a lot, guys. I hope that was helpful, and have a good day. We'll see you soon. Bye.